Hello friends, I was asked to put up more of these testimony videos, and so I'm attempting to do so. It's not something I'm entirely comfortable with. I used to do it, and I took them down because I'm not trying to build a platform on other people's misery. So I'm going to look at it as an opportunity of address. Maybe we can discuss some of the issues that are actually affecting people in our world. So it's been a week. Yeah. One event, guy was laying in a main lane of traffic, drunk, drugged out, I don't know, just laying there. I couldn't get hardly any response. Had to redirect traffic around until a guy stopped with his truck and put on his four-ways. This was a main lane of traffic on a Friday busy morning where everybody's in a hurry to try to get into the on-ramp for the highway. And this is a metropolis, so it's a lot of traffic. This guy's laying there oblivious to the fact that he almost died. Police was able to get him up. He's staggering down the road. It's such a situation in this area that the authorities are overwhelmed themselves with so much of it going on. And then later had to another day de-escalate a situation based upon a person who wanted to be combative because of the influence and running their mouth, so you gotta be able to handle situations and de-escalate them and not further escalate them. I had to escalate quite a few situations and seeing people threatening one another even to the point of violence and talking about killing. So that's how quickly these things can escalate right out of control. And then of course another call in on an OD in a parking lot. And then the steady, just kind of behavioral stuff. So I'll address, a few things. One of these encounter, talking with people who are in open addiction, is that back and forth struggle, and people at different stages in it. Some people have given up. The one response I did get, I was getting from the guy in the road that was laying in a busy road, was, I said, the people want to run you over. They don't see you here. Let them, he had given up. He was severely impaired. The only thing I say is that a few things on that. One, the party seems all great until somebody's laying in the road about to get ran over by 4 cars. Pretty good chance he wouldn't have made that and survived. So for anyone who's entertaining the idea, it has a hook, and once it's got it in, it lures you into places you would never imagine you could be. That's a warning. Another note of that, people give up on life and they say whatever, they don't care. I understand that. I've been there before in my past. But the scriptures say that is appointed unto man once to die, and then the judgment. And there's a few scriptures on this matter. You see, people think that the physical death is just the end, and that's not the case at all. We're here to make our choice of existence. We can take the Lord's offer of a reconciled relationship found in the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, and we will gain life and live and continue in our existence of life, which is forever. Or we can reject that, and we will stay within an existence of death forever. It is an existence, and that's why the Bible teaches about heaven and hell. It teaches about the judgment. These are areas that oftentimes are brushed over, but they're there, and they're true. It is an existence. It is a choice of existence. A relationship with God is life. It is a relationship with life. This is done by the work of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit of God. It is continual, it is ongoing. To think that physical death is an end is a deception. And that's a part of the trap. That's a part of it. To deceive people into thinking that. But that's not what the Bible teaches. There is a judgment. And it says in Revelations, out of the books. What books? Well, the Bible is compiled of many books. And it contains the law, the prophets, the testimony of the gospel of the Lord personally, Jesus Christ, and the apostles. And so, there are many books to compile in one. And whoever's name is not written in the book of life enter what is called the second death. This is a continuation. It is about an existence. Not trying to scare people, but sometimes fear has a place if it's handled properly with truth. That we can't go on these deceptions. We have to acknowledge that we will give account to God, and that is personal. So giving up is not really a proper solution. To fight for one's own life. You know, people coming out and seeking for recovery is going to be the fight of your life. But you're worth it. The Lord has made the way with the open door. But we have to pursue growth in that relationship. So consider, when people are influenced by substance or any other type of addiction, say sexual or other types, it starts to take over the mind and it obsesses their life. Now they're seeking how to obtain it, how to have it, how to keep it, how to get more when they don't have any more. You know, they associate themselves with people of that nature. You know, kind of like cover me, I'll cover you. It is a society, and it is a pursuit. Then after that, there's the survival tactics of how else will I survive, get food I need, whatever, you know. And things, just one thing leads to another. Have you considered the pursuit of the Lord? This also takes a place into our minds, but it comes from our heart. And we care about God's will, and we desire to learn of the Lord and His ways of life, for He's taught us many things. So, if we will put our focus there, then we will have the vision we need. And I'm not talking about some grand vision to proclaim on platforms. What I'm talking about is a vision for one's own personal life. The vision to see as God can give us sight, strength to overcome and to escape the snares and sins of the world that enslave us. Putting our focus and our energy into something that's going to help and to heal, instead of being obsessed with something that is destroying. Because it matters not what we master in this world if it is going to die in the world. But what we were given from the Master will sustain us through life and take us on into the promised kingdom. Wherever you are, may you know that you are loved, for the Lord to give His life to us. So let us also love God with all that we are, and love one another as He has loved us. Let us learn of His way, and let us pursue the Lord. This is the way of life. May you be blessed.